Alright, so we're solving all animation for the glory of the Father and all gift certificates for God the Father in this video. Well, it's already done. It's staring you in the face, and you can do the math yourself. Everyone can do the math. It's very simple, it's very accurate, and it's very ordained. So I'm really excited about animation because that is the root of the entire Walt Disney Company, and by the means by which, of course, Disneyland ended up getting created. And there's been a ton of people that fell in love at Disneyland to this day, and they get married and they produce eternal souls, and it's all a part of God's plan. Okay? Now, of course, there's a lot of things that can be cleaned up in all of these places. We can all do a lot better, but let's give glory to God for the gift of animation. And the animator is greater than the animation. And God is the ultimate animator of all life. He's the one who created all life. In Him we live and move and have our being. Okay? But look at animation. First of all, it ends in the shun, which equals Father, but it begins with Father as well. And then as I looked at the letters of the root of animation and animating, it's perfectly parallel with Father, God the Father, the name above all names. And there you can see the painting. And so God the Father is the ultimate animator of everything. And then gift certificates is glaring for Father, number of plus twos. It's already painted right there. It's just sitting in front of you. In fact, certificates equals Holy Father. Gift, this is very confirmed by the fact that gift divides by 6. Offsets of 6s from Father are glaring and King. And that is pointed out by the fact that Father has 28 at the dead center, wrapped in 6, and then F is 6 at the front and 666R at the back. Okay, so that's why we see all these offsets of 6s from Father. Okay, and so the fact that certificates is flawless in its design for Father. It's 60 plus Father, which equals Holy Father, and then gift divides by 6, being 42, a 7-fold set of 6s. It makes sense. Gift certificates then is a flawless offset from Father. Okay, and number of plus 2s outweighs the number of plus 1s, just like in Father, and you get this gorgeous set of 3. So there's a lot of gift certificates. Well, they're all for the Father. Okay, who gives everything to everyone. Okay, so as we become more like God, we will give more things to more people, and we will give more gift certificates to more people, and we will simply be givers. Alrighty then, so animation has been solved for the Father. That was sublime. Animation, the Animaniacs. And then you can solve. And then, so this is cool now. Like, think about, so watch this. So the word character parallels Christ. In fact, character equals Christ. Okay? So watch how the Father and the Christ take the glory for every animated character. Well, you saw Father owns the word animator and all things therewith. So animated, okay, continues the Father glory fest. In fact, it equals water, obviously, because the front equals Father. We talked about that already. Okay? And you can do other things in here. Compare the TH with the TN by 6 is A equals A, and M equals an HE. Like, you can just point out a lot of similarities there. But then and then you talk about an animated character. Now, character is flawless for Christ. And think about all the animated characters, like in commercials, in films, bringing joy to the world, laughter. It's ordained by God, okay? So animated is Father, character equals Christ. Put Father and Christ together, and it's always gorgeous, the result, okay? This equals God bless you, the famous 144, like the dimensions of the heavenly city and all that. It's 12 times 12, good night. Okay, so animated character, okay? Father, animated character, Christ, put Father and Christ together, it's heaven on earth, done, okay? And without animated characters, Disney would not be. So let's state the obvious about this realm that God, so animated characters, you're just like, okay, done. Very, very fun. Now, I also would like to point out the famous phrase cartoon character. And you think about Christian films like VeggieTales. Folks, if we had a massive revival, it would be ridiculous, the pure and joyful imagination. Cartoon is also flawless for Christ. And then you have 2 plus 2s, a single plus 1. and the rest divided by 3. Okay, identical with the design of the word character. They are so glaringly, it's so glaring for Christ, it's not even funny. Okay, both of these words are flawless in their design for Christ, where you have a pair of +2s, a single +1, and the rest of the letters divided by 3. I'm very aware that in this video we are solving every cartoon and every character and every cartoon character for the glory of Christ. That's exactly what is being done in this moment, and it also glorifies the Trinity at large because it's all offsets of 3s. Okay. This is confirmed even more by the fact that the number of letters that divides by 3 in cartoon is 4. Okay, and the letters that divide by 3 in character is 4. So how does this compare? Cartoon is Christ plus 9, character equals Christ. Good night. Now when you put 2 of these together, you get +1 offset for Father, which gets really awesome. In fact, yeah, then it's just ridiculous. It's like once you know how it all works and it just keeps combining and stacking, then you have a Father offset. Because now the number of +2s outdoes the number of +1s by 2 exactly. You get this crazy slew of letters that divides by 3 in cartoon character. And so now the name Father is flawlessly pointed to by the whole set of letters in the cartoon character string. Okay. And I testify that if people search longer at this and find Father in it, you know, you will be amazed. Like I always like to check, as computers do this sort of thing with greater speed and stuff, like search for Father in all these things on the end, at the beginning and stuff like that. Who knows which you might find. I'm just poking around and, oh yeah, tune, yeah, right. Okay, you can. And I remember the first time I ever solved Cartoon Network, it blew my mind because the logo matches what God ordained in the very letters, which yield equal hopscotch of 9696. And when you look at the Cartoon Network logo, you will notice that the actual logo in the sovereignty of God is checkered like that. Like it's the hopscotch effect is where you take every second letter and put it on the same team, just like this. Okay, also known as the checkerboard pattern. Well, watch this. This will take your breath away. If you look at the logo of the Cartoon Network, for those of you wondering whether or not, you know, God has used cartoons to delight children in this universe. So Team Red equals Team White, 9696. Well, look at the logo of Cartoon Network. It is painted in hopscotch pattern. Like that is the official logo of the Cartoon Network. Okay? Here it is. Staring you in the face. Okay? In hopscotch pattern letters. Okay? Now, are all these things, you know, can there be better content on the Cartoon Network? Absolutely. God saves the best for last. I believe there's an awakening and a revival coming. I believe that future generations, anyone that, I'm praying for the world. I'm like, there can be far better content on the Cartoon Network. We can all go higher and holier and happier. The closer everyone gets to God, the happier and more joyful everyone becomes. Everyone becomes more pure. The content becomes more beautiful. The closer everyone gets to God, the more beautiful, happy, laughter-filled, love-filled everything becomes. The characters are more beautiful, more attractive, more delightful, more real, more colorful. Like, it's just a simple formula. Everyone gets closer to God, everything gets happier. It's not rocket science. But I'm here to preach the glory on Cartoon Network for the glory of the Father. The math is flawless with what the logo is in history, and that's for the glory of the Trinity. Okay, so this is the first time I've ever heard anyone preach on the glory of God in the Cartoon Network, okay, because God loves kids. We can take the network higher, we can take the content higher. It's called Everyone Get Closer to God, and talent will flow in holy levels like we've never seen. Okay, so there, I love that. I love preaching on fun stuff. Okay, the Cartoon Network for the Trinity. So it's time to take it higher. What else did we want to solve in Character Land? And today I happen to be working on my own comic strip called Stickman in Paradise. Ends in Paradise, which is +1. It's a gorgeous 3-2-1 combo title. Paradise is +1 for Father, the last word, and Stickman divides by 3, and then in is +2, so altogether it's... but the word comic is +1, just like the word strip. And you have to do the history, folks. I'm like, Disneyland would not exist if it weren't for comic strips, which is what Disney started in. Okay, and and then you have Peanuts, and then there's theme parks because of Peanuts, and the laughter. It's been in, the Christmas Story and Peanuts. I think if these, anyways, I think content could get a lot better. I think, anyways, I'm just here to preach a +1, +1, +1. Nice 12 times 12 comic strips. Okay. Laughter is a gift. But we all need to get saved and be going to heaven first. Okay. Story of my life is how to balance evangelism with all this fun stuff down here. Okay. Solve the Cartoon Network. Okay. Let's see. What else is in the house? I think we've done a pretty good job on that. Oh yeah, other words that I've had come to me lately is for father is candies. I kid you not. God led me to solve Tootsie Roll for father because there are Tootsie Rolls sitting in little tins at the Fit for Less gym where I work out. It's the only edible item that is on display. Tootsie is flawless for father. I didn't even spell roll right, I'm so upset. And then you put them together and it's like flawless. But candies, plural, is father. And you can go on a heyday solving different types and all that good stuff. Oh, now I can solve sour keys. Because sour is +1 for father. In fact, it equals number. And find father, you just pop off the O. There's the sewer. And then sour keys is a simple example of how to solve something for father. And then you can do something really cool. You can call sour soothers. This will give you a triple +1 effect. Oh man, the baby soother. Oh, I can't believe I haven't solved the baby soother until now. I mean, you're a father when you officially have to deal with soothers. Soother is a very simple father. And it's just, the baby soother. Oh, there's the THR on the end of father. Good night. There's the A +1, and this divides by 3. Soother. Soother. Done. So we solved your soother. But now when you eat candy and you have sour soothers, now you get this triple +1. It's a +1, +1, +1 father triple to divide by 3, and it's got gorgeous patterns in there. 6 days of creation. Sour soothers. Father, father, father. Sour soothers. Soother. Sour soothers for the father and the Trinity at large. The sour soothers. Okay, and then sour keys, we solve sour soothers. Sour powder. Everyone wants sour candy because sours. And then what was it? Is it not citric acid, it's acetic acid? I forget what the typical powder is. Acetic acid? I could do a quick Google search, see if it's acetic acid. I'm really curious about this one. Acetic acid equals father. Now, of course, I believe that's naturally occurring in nature. Why don't I just look up acetic acid? I mean, that's a huge find that equals father. But I was curious as to what the typical powder is that makes these suckers sour, like in Candyville. So a couple things we can open up. Acetic acid equals father. That's irresistible to learn about then. See how all this promotes learning? I'm uploading video, which is why I'm... that's fine. Just sharing a little more details. So here's the article on acetic acid. Oh yeah, vinegar. Well, vinegar is a +1 as well. Vinegar is roughly 3 to 9% acetic acid by volume. Well, there you go. Okay. Huge global demand. Yeah, candy. What makes the sour stuff sour, kids? Now, I don't promote eating a whole lot of course. You know what? Oh, I think it's, yeah. It's citric acid. Well, citric acid is also +1, so let's get citric acid in the house for Father. Yeah, it is citric acid that makes sour candy, that is put on sour candy. And that's Father plus 21. 3's offset. And I always like poking around to see if there's anything hiding in the center here. I always like checking the center. Oh, there's love at the center of citric acid. See that? And I've been finding love. God has been leading me to find love from the very beginning. Like, love is at the dead center of Fort Langley, the birthplace of BC, where I live. And that is confirmed by the fact that Fort Langley was originally called Derby, which equals love perfectly. So there's love at the dead center of citric acid. And you can get the two 27s, Ri27, the rest is 27. Amazing. So there's love at the center of citric acid. And then to make Father exactly, you just grab the D on the end. So there's your Father, and then the rest yields your offset of 21. Okay? In citric acid. Love at the center, though. And the more you look, the more you see. Like, as you peer around this, you can, who knows what you'll find on the end and in the front, and, you know, it's like, what's all this? Okay. So citric acid, of course, in citrus fruits. And then there's 1 million tons of it manufactured every year. And it's what makes sour candy sour, kids. Citric acid. Just as sour keys. Is that the major component on like sour keys? Yeah, it's citric acid. Is one of the chiefest. There's citric acid and there's malic acid. Amazingly, malic would yield the same offset. This is disturbing. All the front words are +2, and then acid is +2 to yield an overall offset. That's amazing. This is Father -3. Okay. Now, of course, that one divides by 3 for Merrick. For Merrick works nice. So a lot of them. But the most famous is citric and acetic. And all right, folks. I'm happy. I'm solving a few candies, solving some sour stuff. And it's very easy to solve Sour Patch Kids. It's pretty easy. You can see the +1s coming through there. Alright, you can solve every candy you want. Now, everything in moderation, folks. Of course, we know that. But I'm here to preach the sovereignty of God. Skittles was one of my favorite candies growing up and still is. And Skittles is very obvious, +1 for Father. Because on every single Skittle, there is an S, which is 19 +1. Like, just S's everywhere. But then the entire brand is called Skittles, which is +1 for Father. Okay? And everything in model rate. And he's talking about Skittles candies. But I'd like to point out a few extra details, like the TT at the center perfectly parallels that sucker right there. The I and the L both divide by 3. 2 letters that divide by 3 flanking. You could have chosen the FR to compare that. And then this is SK30, and then it's wrapped in love, okay? So there's the beauty of the word Skittles. Now, Skittles is, of course, a sport. Before Skittles became a candy, it was a sport. Okay? In fact, Skittles, from what I recall, is actually the father's sport to various forms of bowling, if I recall. Like if you look up Skittles on Wikipedia, it should bring up the sport, not the candy. Yeah, the sport. The game, it was the father sport of what? It was the father sport of, but it's also a massively awesome candy brand. But look at the beauty of it, the flawlessness of the beauty of it. It's wrapped in love. The TT compares with that, but that's just flawless for father. Okay, Skittles is just flawless for father. Absolutely gorgeous. And the coolest part of all is that every Skittle, the candy, has an S on it, which is 19, which is +1 for father. Okay, and you can find that 19 in father, and R plus an A is 19. In fact, you can do it two ways. You can also take an F plus an H plus an E. S is like God's favorite letter to make things +1 because it's how we pluralize things in English. Oh, it's not one Skittle, it's multiple Skittles. S, +1, father gets the last word. Okay, just like we solved with gift certificates. Okay, it was the plural. Certificates, father. Skittles, father. Okay? In fact, they differ by 3. It's pretty obvious. Beautiful. Okay, so God the Father pointed to by these words, okay? The name above all names, Father. And so, the game from which bowling originated was Skittles. And I love bowling, and bowling is a father. And boys like bowling. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Like, I don't think there's a father alive that doesn't like bowling. Now, I think women love bowling too. They just need to be invited. Heck, they'll bowl by themselves. No, they typically, guys like bowling more than girls, on average. But so I'm proud to, that's amazing. So bowling is +24 over father. Skittles is higher than that. There you go. So father, bowling. And when I grew up, a great birthday party as a young man, as a young kid, was bowling with friends. That was a great birthday party. No one complained if you were going to go bowling. It was just a great outing. So Skittles originated from bowling. Well, there you have it, folks. You heard it here first in the name of the Father. And then Skittles is a chess game. Okay. Nickname of Catherine Walters. And then there's Skittles Candies. Also known as Skittles. Why would she be? Disturbingly, her name, Catherine Walters, is +1, just like Skittles is. I'm not surprised. Disturbingly, they differ by 6s as well. Fashion trend center. Anyways, yeah, it was the original bowling. Oh yeah, now you have the indoor game Skittles. Okay, so we solved Skittles and bowling. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Hey, caramba. Cool. Man, you can solve everything now in Candyland. Like, just go on a wild ride. The word gummy. Now, I'm not promoting these things for health, but there's nothing wrong with a little gummy once in a while. A little gummy bear or a gummy worm is the one that came to my mind first. That is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous +1 father offset, a gummy worm. And you have to go back to childhood when a gummy worm was like the happiest thing in the universe in your lunch bag. You're like, I got gummy worms. Well, of course you did. God the Father is sovereign. Do the math on gummy worm. Like, what's most mind-blowing to me is this is exactly +90 off of father in 9 letters and 27 strokes. Just like father is 6 letters and 18 strokes. Like, letter for letter, stroke for stroke, gummy worm is exactly, like, look, 6 is 2/3 of 9, and 18 is 2/3 of 27 for the Trinity. Gummy worm equals Father plus 90. Okay? It's all foreordained, folks. That's all you have to understand. You just have to understand that it's all foreordained by God the Father for the maximum glory of himself and the entire Trinity. Okay? Does God like gummy worms? Yes, he does. And you can do the math on the word gummy worm and see the glory of the Father. And then you thank the Father when you get a gummy worm in your lunch kit like you did when you were a kid. And when you do that, God likes it. And when God likes things that you do, he blesses you. And you're happy, and God's happy, and then everyone gets happy, and everyone's happier and happier and happier. Because now we're thanking God like we're supposed to. And we're thanking the Father all the time, everywhere we go. And we're appreciating everything. And we're worshiping everything. And when you appreciate what someone gives you, then they give you more. And it's all very happy for all humankind when everyone appreciates Father more and more and more. Because then Father gives more and more and more. And then people are happier and happier and happier, and God's happier, and we're all happy. Okay? So, gummy worms are important in the story of God. They brought you a lot of happiness as a kid. Gummy worm has been solved. Now I can't resist checking the center of these things half the time. There's a lovely +3 over Father, the dead center. I remember worm equals Jehovah. It's mind-blowing how he's like hidden his name in some of the humblest words ever. There's love at the front. Love at the back with minus the O. And what else would I want to take a look at here in gummy worm land? And then of course you have gummy bears. It's gummy that, find Father in gummy. Because it's gummy that provides the offset. There's Father perfectly in gummy. Just pop off the U that divides by 3. And what's so special about that is all of these letters are +1s, which the offset of Father is +1. Pure +1s, and very soft, okay? So like, for example, when you go to a massage, when you get massaging done at a massage chair or a masseuse, every single letter is +1. Just a slew of them. So gummy, soft. Oh, it's a gummy. It's soft. Gummy. Well, look at that. All the +1s add to equal Father perfectly. And you can point out the obvious, that a G equals an FA right at the front. Okay, so let's just get those snugged out. We're solving all things gummy, apparently. This is crazy. And then an M equals an HE in the same position. And then you got nothing left to point out except the fact that this R and this T equals this M plus this Y. So, glaring. It's very glaring. Wait a second. Did I... No, I think that is correct. T and an R is 38, a Y and an M is 38. Yeah. Because an M differs from a T by 7, and then an R differs from Y by 7 in the opposite direction. Okay. So there you have it. And then this gets really interesting when you talk about a gummy bear, because bear parallels Christ. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty simple. Gummy bears, pluralize that and check that one out. Alright, well that was fun solving a few famous candies there. And you can just... Oh my gosh. I don't know why Chiclets is coming to mind. Well, I believe that's how it's spelled. But Chiclets... Chiclets were all the rave when I was growing up in elementary school. I mean, Chiclets were a great Halloween candy. You would get the little 2-packs, like when you went trick-or-treating. I I don't know if it's spelled that way, Chiclets. I just want to confirm that. But if it is, it's flawless in its design for father with 3 plus 2 is 1 plus 1, the rest divides by 2. Yeah, Chiclets are still... Oh, these are so old school. Look at Chiclets, man. Like, this is the image, probably one of the oldest candies alive. Like, but I'm just, it came to my mind, I believe that's, you know, godly. Made by Cadbury Adams. Now I know Cadbury equals Jesus. And then Chiclets on everybody's tongue. How old is this? 1905. 1905. We just solved one of the oldest candy brands in the history of the universe. Chiclets on everybody's tongue. The dainty mint-covered candy-coated chewing gum. Send us 10 cents for a sample packet. Chiclets, really delightful. 1905! That's over 100 years old. These are so classic. I remember getting little boxes of 2 of them in like Halloween candy. Chiclets, man. Chiclets. It's flawless for father. This is good night for father. The 3 plus 2 equals the S of course is the plus 1. And then the rest of the letters divided by 3. So Chiclets equals father plus 21. In fact, that equals the word gummy. So I believe that was a Holy Ghost moment that we just went from gummy to Chiclets in the same video, one after the other. So there it is. You saw it here first, folks. Gummy equals father plus 21. And Chiclets equals father plus 21 for the glory of the Trinity. I believe I can fly. Chiclets. Now I'm just poking around a little more and seeing what else we can find here. What's amazing to me about an E and a THES is that it's sitting right on the end of father. It actually equals the word heart and the word earth. And then this F at the front is, of course, in fact, so it's very easy to find father in Chiclets, just the 2 C's equals the F and all the rest, and then the bonus is the IL 21, just like the U that divided by 3 in gummy. So there's your father in Chiclets and in gummy. But Chiclets is particularly flawless in its design with the 3 plus 2 is the single plus 1 and the rest of the letters divided by 3. So now that we've solved it, and that just, this is from my childhood, man, like, oh, Chiclets, chewing gum, oh my gosh. Cadbury Adams. Cadbury equals Jesus, and is flawless in its design for it with 3 plus 1 to single plus 2. Adams is also a Jesus offset. When you put those 2 together, you get a father correlation. Okay. Oh, they got the colors there. The products. What the? Oh, well, it's derived from the Spanish chicla, which is also plus 1. And chicla is screaming out father, the substance from which chewing gum was traditionally and still is made. Are you kidding me? We've just solved like the root of all chewing gum in this fine video. Chiclet. It comes from the word chiclet, which is flawlessly father. And the reason I say that is because it's 40 in 6 letters and 12 strokes. Letters and strokes divide by 3 just like father. Remember, father equals 58 plus 1. 18 points higher in 6 letters and 18 strokes. Okay? And so, Chiclet, you got to be kidding me. And the H and E equals H and E. All the rest of the letters divide by 3. That's disturbing. And the R provides the 18 on top. Like, look, the 2 C's equal the F, the AT equals the IL, and then the R is your bonus 3's on the end of father. Maintained by the gorgeousness of Chiclets, but Chiclet is the root of this whole thing. That's how he came up with the name Chiclets. So what is Chiclet? Well, this is going to the root of the matter, namely the trees. Chicla is a natural gum traditionally used in making chewing gum and other products. It is collected from several species of yada yada yada, including all this stuff. I see that Zapota is +1 as well. But Chiclet, the tapping of the gum is similar to the tapping of latex from the rubber tree. Translated as sticky stuff. Interesting. So chiclet is a common term for chewing gum in Spanish. Wow, both the Aztecs and Maya